You're on mute. Saurav, you're on mute.
Thank you. We'll start. Uh, Good evening, everyone. This is Saurabh Mukherjee, co-founder of Youth for Good Governance. I welcome you all to the webinar series of Youth for Good Governance. This is a special edition of the webinar. We are conducting this webinar in context of the Youth Impact Crucible Idea Challenge 2020. Today's discussion will not only help our viewers to understand various aspects of sustainable waste management practices, but will also provide a basic framework for the participants of the Youth Impact Crucible Idea Challenge. We will be working on the theme impacting waste management in the community or education institution. We request all our viewers to help us spreading the good word regarding the idea challenge so as to maximize competition. We will thus be witness to the blooming of many new ideas amid at the betterment of our society. Today, it is indeed our privilege to have with us some renowned personalities who have made huge contribution in the field of solid waste management in the city of Bangalore and involving citizens at large for a better society on behalf of the entire team. I would like to extend our gratitude to you and would like to share our happiness in hosting you for this webinar. Thank you, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you.
Uh, so before introducing our panelists today, we would just like to give a short overview about the uh, Youth Impact Crucible 2020 Idea Challenge. So we have four themes for our Idea Challenge, and the timelines are as follows. 25th September 2020 is the deadline for first round submission, and 2nd October 2020, we would announce the results of the first first batch of participants. That is 10 ideas will be shortlisted for each of the four themes. On 10th October, the participants will need to submit their final PPTs, and 15th October, we shall have our grand finale, an assignment of the mentor. And we're glad to also tell our viewers that we are honored to have Mr. Suresh Prabhu, the Honorable, who was the ex-Minister of Railways and Commerce, and have held six ministerial portfolios in the past, and he will be amongst us. So we have four themes. First is impacting the lives of underprivileged children, health, education, nutrition. And we are happy to have with us Youth for Seva as our knowledge partner. The second theme is impacting menstrual hygiene in a sustainable way. We have Stone Soup as a knowledge partner who will be mentoring our participants for the final round. And the third theme is impacting waste management in the community or education institution. The theme for discussion for today, where the experts will give a broad framework of the various waste management practices that have been taking place and which will help the participants to give a basic lens to address this issue. And we have the fourth topic as impacting the green cover of your community or education institution. And we have Mitra as our knowledge partner will be helping the participants. So without delaying much of your time, let me take the honor of introducing our panelists. So uh, our first panelist is Dr. Shanti. So a doctor usually, attends to symptoms of a disease, trying to stop it from uh, metamorphosing it into something untreatable. But here is a doctor who chooses to attack the root cause of many lifestyle diseases, unhealthy environments, and in a bid to keep her neighborhood clean, she even gave up her practice to promote waste segregation. So meet Dr. Shanti Tumala, residents of HSR layout,
Hi.
who gave up her uh, career to educate the citizens of HSR layout about the waste management. and she is tremendously passionate neighborhood activist. She will go from house to house, lane to lane, and spread awareness on segregation at source, stressing on the health hazards caused by ineffective waste management. She has also won the Karnataka Women Achievers Award for environment activism. Uh, Welcome, ma'am,
Thank you.
and let me just give a viewer's view to the speakers so that they can also see you. Yeah,
Hi.
yeah. I also welcome our second speaker, Mrs. Anu Govind. She has a background in operation management and has used her instrumental skills to make awareness sessions on SWM in a fun-filled and engaging way. She is a SWM champions in the team of SWMRT and is also a part of the citizens group and also part of Whitefield Rising with basis in with basis in her own experiences and passions for waste management. She tirelessly conduct awareness and how to implement session on SWM and composting at schools, for corporates, in communities, and at public events. She is also the lady for delivering the training of the master trainers mentor and volunteers and guide them on various SWM issues along with working with government infrastructure, setup, and processes. Welcome, ma'am. So, ma'am, I think I am kind of acquainted with this bunch of energetic citizen of Bangalore. I think right from my UG days when uh, I remember in 2012-13, Bangalore was a huge issue in Bangalore, and it became a single pole agenda for the city. So, ma'am, and at that point of time, even we know that even Swachh Bharat, the laws and regulations was not in place, and it was a very very difficult task without proper policy framework in place, without having proper fund allocation in place to kind of engage in this, to kind of make the citizen aware of that problem. So, what was your motivation, and how did you start? If you give a light on this to our viewers today?
Uh, yeah, actually, I am 2012 when I started. I was zero on solid waste management because it was not my passion. It was not my subject at all. I'm just like any other citizen, and I was busy with my practice and my life. But seeing the Power Karmikas who come to your doorstep to pick the garbage, seeing their plight, I felt, what is this? We educated people, in spite of knowing that it is not inhuman, people don't segregate waste and give them. And these poor uneducated guys, they know the health hazards but unavoidable, they step into the garbage and try to segregate waste which is mixed by the educated, so called. So I saw that and it somehow pinched me, but I didn't know anything what to do. That made me dive deep into the problem and find out where is this garbage going. Till then I didn't know. Like most of the citizens of any city, not only Bangalore, they don't know where their waste is going. That is a sad part. Most of them, you ask 80% of them, 90% in fact tell that it goes to BBMP, means municipality. After that, where it goes, nobody has an idea. So I was one among them. So I followed the vehicle and went to the landfill, and that's when it changed my life. I'm like, what is the use of this education? I'm sitting in my clinic and treating my patients, uh, but the root cause of this health issues is a mixed garbage which is coming to landfills, and people around are suffering so much. And it's not only people in the landfill who are suffering. It is impacting us in one or the other way. The underground water table is contaminated. The food we eat is coming from villages. The air is polluted. So we are indirectly being affected, we and the next generation. So people are not realizing that. That's when I thought I need to understand this. So I started giving door to door awareness, and step by step I felt I learned. I felt I learned. It was a hurdle. That's when I met these like-minded champions of SWMRT, And like, it was more power to me, meeting these people and joining solid waste management roundtable. It's a collective think tank kind of a thing. What is a problem and how to get a solution for this, how to ensure policy change is brought around that, so that it is more easy to implement. Unless there is a policy change, how much ever you try to educate personally, people don't bother or care. So being working with SWMRT on policy changes and on ground HSR Citizen Forum implementing what are the policy changes brought there through high court or through government, whatever is brought as a policy change should be implemented on the ground. That is when HSR moved further and taken the first rank in 198 wards of Bangalore.
Right, ma'am. Like even I have kind of seen ma'am before I started my Swachh Bharat is the first thing I made a visit to HSL layout, and she took me around the places and showed me how they are making an impact and various waste management projects they have taken up in the community, in the temple. And every morning, so she goes out uh, in her own vehicle, incurring her own cost just to ensure that people are segregating. I think people like her is an example of ideal citizens and their responsibility towards the society. Thank you, ma'am. And also, I think if you also could tell us overview of the SWMRT's intervention in the city of Bangalore, if you could highlight few of their projects.
Yeah, SWMRT basically is, across city there are SWM practitioners who are passionate in a sense. When I say they are from different professions, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have design professionals. All different professions have come together. The common cause which is driving all of us is SWM. So we believe in the same thing. We talk the same language. We are all on the same page. So this has really brought a lot of changes. For example, segregation method as two bin one bag. The High Court has passed a rule that it is the way of segregation in Bangalore. So this two bin one bag is a campaign of SWMRT also. And for composting, we have Swachhagraha. So that is everything what we think and bring will become a movement. Be it composting, be it plastic ban, or trashonomics, education for children. We felt that every child should go through this process of SWM, understand the value in waste, and know what mistakes we are doing. We, this generation, what we have missed, the one generation has missed this learning. Somehow we were not taught clearly on the value of waste and about segregation or whatever. Maybe the problem was not that huge at that time. They didn't feel it important, and we were not given so much importance on SWM in our childhood. But this generation, we felt need to be taught, so that what we are facing today, the problem should not be continued. So children trashonomics is one campaign which is training students to go through from the beginning and understand the whole cycle of waste and what is their role and responsibility. So like that, where there are various campaigns to decentralize the processing of waste or dry waste or wet waste. So these are few campaigns of SWMRT which are running well.
Right, ma'am. So now, ma'am, since we are kind of creating a platform for this budding young change makers to create some impact in the society in respect to waste management. So any one of you can take this question. So what would be your expectation from your participants, and what is a broader framework you want to give to them so that they can think through the problems in a different lens from the eyes of the practitioners or from the eyes of someone who has addressed this problem very closely?
So I think one of the main reasons or main thing has to be, when you talk about waste management, it has to be something about segregating at source. So which means it doesn't mean waste management is not clearing up or cleaning up this the street or that is not waste management. It might look clean, the street, but that is not really sustainable. It's just going to get cleared from there and goes. So whenever we talk about, waste management, the participants should focus on segregation at source. It has to be about segregating. It's very important that waste is segregated into different streams. Only then it becomes a resource. Each stream, the more you segregate, the better value is there for the waste. So, the participant, when you're thinking about it, it has to be along the lines of segregation at source. It should be about, decentralized, whether it's your own home, whether it's your own campus, whether it's your own community. The easier we handle, the smaller it is. It's a much easier task to handle. And the bigger it gets, it becomes more and more challenging. So we need to encourage decentralized. And the third thing is about behavior change. It's all about behavior, right? How does we all know there is the laws, solid waste management 2016 laws are there for the country saying it needs to segregate, and people are become familiar with it. But it's not so convenient. People, just for convenience sake, they tend to use more of plastics and things like that. So it's about a behavior change, and that is really, I feel, one area where the young generation, the youth, can really contribute and come up with good ideas on how do we change the behavior of the people. Each person, and it's got to have a ripple effect, right? You influence 20 people, and those 20 people influence another 20 people. And that is really the way this change can be brought about. So I think there should be a lot of focus on behavior change in whichever aspects of it. You talk about one stream of waste, it could be about wet waste, dry waste, e-waste, whichever the stream of waste, but it's about the behavior change that is required. So that is what I feel, they should focus on. And I think that's what we'll be looking for, ideas on how can we bring about a behavior change, whether it's the college, whether it's the institution, and what are the processes or things that can be done so that the institution or the neighborhood becomes sustainable, follows processes, or becomes, good practices are implemented there. These are some things that I think we'd be looking for.
I was a volunteer with CMCA. CMCA meaning Children's Movement for Civic Awareness. So, creating that activism, citizenship in children was what I was thinking, because I believe that children can really make the change. Because once a child believes that this is wrong and this is right, he will never allow that mistake to happen in their house. He will talk to their parents. Now youth, seeing you, youth like you coming into solid waste management is itself so glad that it really thrills me that youth are thinking about solid waste management so seriously. I'm so glad. Some confidence and happiness that yes, future is still safe. It is not only this generation which is talking passionately and it's ending there. I'm so glad that youth are taking up. So what I want to tell is, first, before bringing about any behavior change in others, whoever is participating today in this thing should change themselves first. Unless you practice, you cannot preach. Unless you believe in an idea, you cannot come up with a new idea to challenge or accept, make someone accept it. So for example, the whole country used to talk about two-way segregation. It is Bangalore first who introduced the three-way segregation apart from e-waste. So this three-way segregation is itself is like a a document which is available. Now, how to bring this three-way segregation into each one's mind? Citizens know that segregation. Now everyone know about segregation, fortunately, but they don't know the right way. HSR layout, from past 8 years, I have been educating people. Still today, when I went on the ground, I could see sanitary pads or the diapers in the dry waste. So that behavior change of two bin, one bag coming into the mind of each citizen, how can you get an idea of making it a very easy and quick thing? It goes into the minds of people. It becomes a habit. In midnight, you wake up, you should understand what this three-way segregation is. So idea of how to bring this behavior change, is it by rule or by some ideas to get this into the mind of people?
Right, ma'am. So I think I have your Thrashonomics book with me, which I got, and I think this is one of the Bible for me also. Whenever I interact with the students, so this is one of the best source I could refer and
Yes.
I can
So
take reference to
I
from
think
this.
I think you can still find maybe the participants should definitely get a quick book, or there are online lessons of whatever is there on the book on the website. So participants should definitely look at that.
They're beautiful videos.
Yes.
Sure.
Each module of
Website.
Trashonomics is converted into a video. So there are videos to
So
see.
people can learn and see what it is, and then only you can come up, because you need to know basically
Subject.
what is it. And then you can come up with ideas on how do we implement it. There are, thankfully, in Bangalore there are so many people working on it, so many good practices, so many good things around, and you really be inspired by all that. So you need to go out, see all that, and then I think the participants will get. I mean, I think in many cities also there are thankfully a lot of I think something solid waste management is something where you find a lot of people getting together and working on it. I don't find so much for water or something like that. They say, what is it about solid waste? So I said, I don't know what is it, but solid waste something
attracts many
people.
Yeah.
We are so passionate about it as a citizen group. So it's one topic. It really, it really gets so.
That's right.
Really
And I think besides the students, I think even the institutions have a big role to play to kind of create a platform, and that's what we are trying to do. That we are trying to provide a platform for the students to work on these important issues like solid waste management or menstrual hygiene. And so the institution should imbibe those ideas and try to inculcate these ideas so that they inspire others to motivate and mainly expose those people to these kind of sectors so that they can learn this problem and imbibe this problem. And so once they move out of the institutions, they can be a better responsible citizens. So that's what we are also looking at. So ma'am, what would be your advice for the education institutions? What role should they play to encourage and motivate their students?
No, for example, most of the institutions, unfortunately, they don't follow what is taught to children in school, college, whatever. When I talk about school, they talk about segregation. They know the importance of segregation. They know composting is good. They know that, natural farming and soil health, everything they teach in the science subject. But when it comes to implementation in the school, children don't see that. They see that the waste is from the institution is going out in a garbage truck. So what are you teaching children? You're teaching them theory, but not giving the practical learning. So for example, any institution, if they practice what they preach, children will get that imprint in their mind, which will follow throughout their life. For example, every institution should compost their green waste within the campus. Let it be the fallen leaves, let it be the food waste from the canteen, or any green matter should be composted there, and create a patch for natural vegetables to grow. Inculcate that interest in the students to come in touch with the soil and fall in love with growing, that this is a seed that you're giving, be it any branch. This is a beauty of SWM. It need not be only college with this branch. No commerce, no arts, no any student of any branch can follow this, should follow this, because this is a minimum learning everyone should, because everyone consumes food. Everyone should know about growing a bit. It may not be a master's degree in agriculture, but a minimum thing to know is every child student should get in touch with the soil and fall in love with growing. So unless every institute follows this within the campus, you cannot teach children, because they might pass out with good marks, but they will not practice at home. So same thing with disposables. Unless the campus is made plastic free, they might say plastic is not good, that this and all, but when you go to canteen and see, you see the single use disposables being used there. Unless the campus becomes a model for students, they will not take it forward. So campus should be a plastic free zone. You should not be seen any plastic in the canteen. Students should not bring any plastic. That should be the thing learning.
Right, ma'am.
So I feel because when you're going to teach, it's just going to be once, like a batch of 100 students, 1,000. But if it's the campus follows and makes that as rule, automatically all the 1,000 students have already learnt it. So you don't really need this external thing like that. So it becomes a part of the system, and that is really, so the institutions have a much bigger role to really kind of make a difference. It's what it takes to do, every student to influence. In institution changes, automatically all the students within the institution are changed. So it has a much larger impact if the institution, and it comes from the top, that these things are followed, and they need the students to support them to make it more cool, make it more part of the system.
Right, ma'am. So I'm hopeful that the students will be interested in this waste management ideas. So I'll be very happy that they will get wonderful and experienced mentors as the panelists and many other who are associated with SWMRT, and who have opened various NGOs in Bangalore. So I just hope they uh, make full benefit of this idea challenge, and they also help create a better environment not only for the institutions but also for the community around them. Even ma'am, for us also, even the Christ University's entire green campus model was very motivation for us, that the way they segregated and through Center for Social Action, they kind of kept on spreading the awareness among the students and community on regards to waste management. So ma'am, if any other closing notes, if you have for the students, for institutions, or for the competitions?
For students, I would like to share one idea of mine. Maybe that will motivate them
Sure.
to come up with ideas. So one day, I was just thinking, how to take this into people. It goes wide, and for example, sustainable menstruation. I am a cup user. I used to talk to people whom I know wherever I meet people in a group, and I used to try to motivate them to change. But that was a minimum change. One night at 11:30, I got this idea that I know. So, for example, 20 friends. I call each 20 of them and personally tell, can you invite each of you 10 people to the session? So 20 people inviting 10 each has become 200 there. And the first session, Sunday, when we started, it was just 50 to 60 participants, and I told each one should invite 10. You will have so many in your contact list. Each one inviting 10 is not a big thing at all. And believe me, for tomorrow's session we have 540 registrations. This 1 into 10 is working wonders. It's, I mean, I just dreamt, and that idea really clicked, and 540 registrations each day. Last week it was 460. So how to go into people? You may not know all those 500, but your friends and your friends, that ripple will spread. So this idea of bringing this important change into public so much is, might be this will give some idea for the youth to how to bring behavioral change. Because policy and document, every rule is there on paper. How to bring that rule into enforcement is what we want youth to come up with ideas, so that it goes into people. Whether you want to mandate it, whether you want to take it in a fun way, whether you want to encourage them, incentivize, give gifts, whatever, it should go into people. What is there on the rule book should go into people, is what we expect.
Right. And it's also a very behavioral change kind of initiatives that they can work on. And that is, I think, which is most important to bring a change in this waste management practice in the society.
Yeah, and there's so many aspects to it, right? Whether it's the cup thing, or whether it is your take your own cup to the thing, or whether it is composting. So there are so many aspects that they can look at. and each of them is a whole thing, and everybody needs to follow. So it takes time. Some people do one, some people do the other. So there's always this whole thing of influencing each aspect of the waste stream. Waste stream is a very large.
There's no shortage of subject.
Yeah, so it's a very
Yes.
large topic. So we need a lot of people to come up with, and I think with with even this Insta or whatever, even on digital media, you just need to actually, it needs to come to mainstream. Today we are all talking. It's only a group of active or interested practitioners or very volunteers. It's there. It has to come to that IPL. Everybody knows about it. It's got to that mainstream kind of thing comes. And I think the young generation, it's something they're very good at, and they should try to get issues like this to mainstream and talking about it and become aware. And I think many times it's just that they don't know about it. Once they know, oh, is it even now, we've been working on this for so long, so I thought everybody knows segregation. But even today when I come across somebody, oh, segregation, oh, is it compost? I mean, I'm surprised that they don't still know about it. So it's a huge market. I mean, it's a huge set of people out there. So there needs to be this whole mainstream. It needs to come, and then I think we'll be in a much better position. That's my
Right,
final.
Right. And do you have a PPT to show?
No, it was just about the SWMRT, and I think so. You can look at 2bin 1 bag. I mean, for people, if they want to get started on solid waste management,
Right.
So 2bin 1 bag, you can
Swachhagraha.
and Swachhagraha. These are two basics to kind of just get started. Trashonomics. These are 2-3 websites that you can just get started there, at least to know where segregation, because something, it's not about segregation. I don't think it's waste management. So you need to get your basics right. And I think these sites will provide, you can share the links, we can share the links, and you can participants know about it. So they can get some learning and knowledge about.
Actually, I feel Trashonomics is the first thing, Saurav. If they go through Trashonomics, what interests them, that topic they can go in depth, in our websites.
Right.
Saurav, that ice bucket challenge, you remember? It had gone viral.
Yes, yes.
Everyone, some ideas like that, this youth will have. It should go viral. For us, it should go viral. That's all.
Sure. So I'll put all the links in the website so they can refer those links while registration. And obviously, if more people want to show interest, so even with beyond the competition, also they can engage themselves with SWMRT or like-minded groups, so that they can learn these habits and at least take it in their society. Right. So with this, ma'am, we are concluding for today's session, and we will surely get into another session so that we can give a broader view about all these aspects to the students. So thank you so much for your time, and we hope that the students will be participating in Youth Impact Crucible 2020 will get to have some new perspective with the margdarshan of such brilliant people who are working for such a long time with the society, with the issue, with various challenges, and still they are fighting to take the city in a much better place. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.